Dear Freak Show, my husband has been a stepdad to my daughter, has been a great stepdad to my daughter. He's raised her since she was 11 years old, and we just celebrated her 17th birthday. We were finishing lunch as she was telling us about her unexpected breakup with her boyfriend, the one that we really liked. She shared with us how she was sad about starting all over and disappointed that it didn't work out. My husband said, well, you're still a virgin, right?
We are eating dinner, Dad.
You don't want to know the answer.
God.
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
She looked at him in shock and ran outside to the car in tears. I was shocked also. I know the answer, but I would have rather he asked me and not felt so comfortable being that casual. I know it wasn't malicious, but I'm having the hardest time getting him to understand why some things should be left to mom. The answer is no. She hasn't done anything. She still has her V card. He didn't like that answer at all because he says that I'm her stepdad and I love her too. I'd love to know your thoughts on the question and it coming from her stepfather.
Okay. I think we could be a little bit more sensitive. She was opening up to you about her relationship and about it ending, and you immediately just went to something that's already way more sensitive. And by the way, teenagers don't want to talk about their sex life with their stepdad or their moms.
If you have, I'm not saying come home and just be like on the all page, but if you having a conversation with your parents and whether step or not, does that even factor? I guess that's the first question.
Yeah, I think it does.
Depends on how close
That
the
if you're
relationship is.
But I'm saying if you've been around since, what did he say, since they were 11, so 6 years, I've been your stepdad for 6 years. I've been taking care of you.
Yeah, that's my dad.
I can't. I'm your dad.
Yeah.
That's not a.
So you're talking to your parents.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people wouldn't want to have the conversation with their father, biological father, and let alone their stepfather.
But why not?
correct.
That's
So wait,
uncomfortable.
so the dad can't. So it's not a difference between this guy asking and dad asking?
I think there's a time and a place for everything. And if you really wanted to have that conversation, just blurting it out while she's talking to you about her heartbreak, not really the time.
I also got a question.
Not the moment.
She left the house and she started crying, and the answer was no.
You don't believe her.
It wasn't the house. They were at lunch, finishing lunch until I guess they were somewhere.
So
Yeah.
she started
But
crying.
she ran out to the car,
She
so I
ran
guess
out.
they were having lunch at a spot.
She's embarrassed, and she could have been lying. You don't know.
Well, the mom said no. The mom said she hasn't.
Anyway, so
So you're not believing.
I'm skeptical.
You're not
Never
believing.
Why
lied
is she
about
gonna
that.
cry and leave?
I mean, that's also even more heartbreaking. If
She was probably embarrassed.
If that was her first and that was her first love, and then you just blurted that out, it's like all wrong. You should apologize and be like, listen, I would like to talk to you about this in the future, but I shouldn't have done
Orlando,
that. Take a step back.
She was lying. I think.
I can't write the letter. I'm
Either
just
way.
saying the
Either
stepdad asked a question.
Yeah.
Everybody bugs out because
It's not that.
there's some families, and I know this is strange, but there's some families out there who don't even acknowledge the word step.
Yeah, of
They're
course.
like, yo, this is the family. This
Bonus.
is the unit. I'm taking care of these kids like they mine.
Right.
I don't call them my stepkids. They my kids.
Yeah.
This is the family. He should be able to ask a question. I
I
would
agree.
at least believe he could. If I'm paying the bills and I'm taking care of all of the stuff that
You
we
don't
need
have
to take
that
care
right.
of.
Just because you're paying the bills doesn't mean we have a close enough relationship where I'm going to open up to you about all that.
No, I'm not saying just because of that, but I'm
Right.
saying if I'm doing the daddy stuff, I
Sure.
want the daddy role.
But yeah, either way, that's an uncomfortable conversation, no matter
course.
who it is.
Well, then don't bring it up in here. We ain't having a good old lunch. and now you want to talk about your boyfriend.
should
You want
be
to talk about
grateful.
you're so disappointed and blah, blah. Right. I should be grateful for what? What were you about to say?
You should be grateful that she feels that she can open up to you about her heartbreak.
Right. So if you feel
Because a
you
lot
can open up
wouldn't.
to me because I should feel,
Should
appreciate.
listen.
I should appreciate that you
Listen
want to
enough.
talk about this. Then I'm trying to walk you through it and say, okay, well,
I think that
I don't know what he was going to head towards,
I-
but why not be comfortable?
I don't think you should have that conversation in a restaurant. I think that's a private conversation. Maybe you want to have just a one-on-one
Yeah.
in your house.
I mean, most girls are afraid to talk about, what happens once a month. And nevertheless, what's going on with losing their V card, it's just a lot.
All right, so how many? Listen, I know it was Mother's Day this weekend.
Why are you rolling your eyes?
I
with
know
that?
it was Mother's Day this weekend, and mothers know everything. fathers, are you okay with asking your kid that question?
Oh my God.
Why are you? Oh my God!
It makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, just hearing about it.
Fathers, are you okay with tapping your daughter on the shoulder and say, "Hey, still got that V card, right?"
Oh, Lord.
Is that okay coming from pops? I want to know. All right, there are calls and texts coming in here. This one catches my attention out of the 813. It says, I'm in the same situation. That's a conversation from mom. We've been married for 10 years, and my daughter was 12. She's almost 22 now. We're cool because I knew and still know my place.
Yeah. Okay. See, there you go. Out of the 813. Good morning, Freak Show. My wife passed away in 2011. I had a 13-year-old daughter at the time, which I raised. She turned 16 and asked me to go to the doctor to get her some birth control pills. I simply said, okay, never asked her any questions, why, or anything else. So I guess the answer to your question is no. I would not be comfortable asking my daughter that.
Let's see here. I got a couple of texts came in. Let's see. Frank just hit me from TPD. He said, I've spoken to all my children about this, 3 girls and 1 boy. They come to me and they share and way too much sometimes. But I'm dad and I'm glad that they come to me.
There you go. You
So
can have a
so
good
dad
relationship.
can have a part in that. This comes from my sister. It says, and she could be telling the truth, and that could be the reason why they broke up, because she wasn't coming up off of nothing.
That's from your sister?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Maybe. Maybe. You never know.
So wouldn't that be the perfect time to talk in front of your parents? To say, hey, you did the right thing. You do it when you're ready. You know, if this guy ran away because you weren't willing to do something, just know your worth and blah, blah. That's what a parent does to build a kid back up. So again, you would need a parent to engage in that conversation.
I know, but can I finish my sandwich first? Like, I don't know if this was the right time. I'm talking to you about my heartbreak, and I don't know. You're talking about my sex life now, and this is
all right, let's see here. J-Rod is on the phone. J-Rod, what we thinking?
Man, we got to talk to these girls, man. Come on. This is this ain't our day to where we so shut in and, secluded to where we can't talk about it. No, man, we got to talk about these. We got to talk about everything with these kids.
Don't you feel like there's a time and a place for everything, though?
It is a time and a place. I agree with that, Meredith. I really do. But still, fathers need to talk to their daughters because and as close as she felt she was to, to be able to talk about her relationship, that's a great thing.
That's right. Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head right there.
And I'm gonna just tell you like this. My daughter, I raised a young lady. She's 29 right now. I raised her since she was 3 years old. She got to a place where she don't even like the word stepdaddy. So she had to figure out another way. And now her name for me since she's been 3 was Poppy.
Oh.
So when you start forming these relationships with these young ladies, you can't just I can't talk about that and I can't talk about, but I could like burn bread taking care of you and doing that. Man, no, we got to have relationships with these kids.
Absolutely. I'm glad to hear that you got that, man, because there's got to be some out there that's doing it that way. I appreciate it, J-Rod. Let's see here. I got on line 3, I got Aaliyah. Aaliyah, hey.
Hey, what's up? Oh, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm a first-time caller, bro.
Hey, first-time caller. Welcome to the Freak Show. Are we tripping if Pops is asking questions like that? I mean, he's showing care, right?
Of course he's showing care, bro. But honestly, in my opinion, I was more closer with my mom. I did have my dad in my life, but I feel like girls are girls. You know what I'm saying? So they're always gonna feel more comfortable talking to their mom about that type of stuff. Although I will say, and a father's opinion is very, very important. But it also depends on how close you guys are with the relationship. But 6 years, that's pretty close. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, hey, real quick, I know you guys got to hang up, but you guys, I listen to you guys every morning, me, my brother, and my cousin. We just want to let you know we love y'all. Keep doing y'all thing. And I'm so happy I got through to y'all, man.
Hey, thank you. Wait, this was your first time. Don't make it your last. You better call us back, all right?
Yes, yeah, hey, you already know. Hey, I don't know if I can do this, but can I get a murmur? What's up?
Murmur.
What's up? Yeah! have a good day, guys. I appreciate y'all.
All right, you too.
We love you. Call us anytime.
That's hilarious.
That's great.
All right, wait, let's see here. I got Sean on the phone. Hey, Sean.
The top of the morning show.
Top of the morning, man.
So listen, man, I have a 15-year-old, and as everyone is saying, it is important for fathers to have that relationship with their kids. You know what I'm saying? When she on FaceTime with the dudes, I make sure I show face, right? But it's like what Medea said: clink, clink. Wait till you're ready. You know what I'm saying? Well, you don't just keep on asking them. You have that conversation once, and you let them know that, if they ever want to talk to you about it, your ears are always open.
Right.
But I'm like 50 Cent in the movie Den of Thieves. Just come to the garage real quick.
Right, yeah. Let me introduce you to some friends in here. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, or the bad boys too at the front door, like, can you fight?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We got to do those things. So you got to stay engaged. At least let them know that the avenue is open. Maybe it wasn't right to have it at the lunch table or whatever, but I mean, that man was showing care. So
I agree.
In essence,
sometimes kids tend to feel a lot more safer when they're at home in a safe place and not out in the open.
Yeah.
Where people can hear.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Where the table next door is like, ooh, they about to get juicy.
Right.
All right, man. Got you, Sean. I appreciate it, dude. Listen, I'm not saying there's a right or wrong, but having a dad who is engaged is a good thing.
Did you guys talk to your dads about your sex life or anything like that?
Yeah, of course.
All the time.
Really?
All the time.
Yeah.
My
But
dad,
I feel like
my dad had me convinced I was an accident because he kept handing me condoms. So I was like, what is this? He's like, hey, make sure you don't get caught up out here and make no mistakes. And I'm like, are you trying to tell me something?
but that's exactly my point. I feel like a lot of the times, and it could be mixed, but a lot of the times boys talk to their father about that stuff,
It's
and then
easier.
the daughters talk to their mother about it. It's
Which
just
is
weird.
wrong, though.
No, it is, but that is just as far as comfortability. That's
Yeah.
what people do.
Yeah.
They talk to the
Lean
same
on the
sex
gender.
about it.
My dad gave me condoms to make sure I was protected.
Mm-hmm.
My mom found the condom, freaked out,
Uh-oh.
like yelling at me.
Did you tell?
And my dad is like, well, what do you want him to do? Get somebody paid. So he jumped in it, and I was like, I'm gonna let y'all.
Bye.
I'm gonna let y'all handle this. I'm gonna head to football practice, but y'all
But that's
have
also
this hash this out.
that's also the reason why I think mom's also capping about the whole V card thing. I think she knows, and that's the reason why.
But it could be the other way too. We don't know that.
We don't
part.
know.
So
We don't
we
know.
can guess all day,
Yeah.
or we could just say, "Hey, let that daddy do what he do," but maybe just do it at the house.
I like that
Comfort space.
dad wants to be more involved in his daughter's life.
Yeah,
I
now
like
that should
Yeah.
be the headline. That hey, there's a dad out there that actually cares.
Yes.
All right, and good job to all of the dads out there that are engaged.
If you loved that video, then you're going to want to check out more. Make sure you hit subscribe right below.